Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Lydia with Raindrop Lila, and today I want to share with you guys how I take one of these kits. I have the fabric kit and then I have the paper kit, and I'm going to use these to make a journal. So this is mine. This is the one I saved. I love this kit so much. I knew I wanted to work with it. So I went ahead and I got started here. So what I did was I have a book board. And it's fairly thick. I love the thickness of it. And what I'm doing is I basically trace this on here and then I cut it out, and now I'm embroidering a bunch of hearts on here. I actually filmed my beginning, but for some reason my camera turned off, so then I thought I'd get started again. I think that the space is too long, so I'm gonna start over again. And there's a little bit of a hole there, and I'm just gonna rub it a little bit like this so that it kind of blends in more. I'm using a fairly large needle because this this thread is fairly thick. Okay. I love the little hearts. I think they're so cute. So if you feel like your hearts, when you're embroidering them, are looking kind of weird or kind of loopy, or they're not looking right, you might want to try bringing the two. Okay, let me see if I can explain. So basically you have the two top parts right there. You might want to make sure you bring them closer together so the V is closer like this. I hope that makes sense. This one is more spread out. I think it's fine, but I think that it looks better a little bit like this. So if it's spread out more than this, it might look a little wonky. Okay? But it's okay. I mean, as long as you like it, it's gonna be fine. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm knotting the end, and then I sew in. I'm going really random on here. I want it to be random. So I start at the top, and then I put one stitch in, and then I'm gonna put another one right here. And then I'm gonna end right there. And then I'm gonna tie it off again. Okay, and I'm gonna keep at it. I'm gonna keep going. Okay, so I sewed the little hearts on there. Aren't they just so cute? I love them. Okay, and I have the back. I might sew those later, but I wanted to kind of share with you guys my process for making the journal. Okay, so I'm gonna share kind of my thoughts, I guess. I know that so I recently made a journal that was an open spine binding, but I'm not sure where I'm going with this one just yet. So let's see. Then I have this rose. So basically what I like to do with when I go to create a project is to kind of get a feel of where I want to go with it. See, that would be cute. Wouldn't that be cute? I love that. But we're going to keep looking at different ideas. And you don't have to do exactly what I do unless you want to. But if you see another idea that you like, you can definitely go with that. So let's see. I have a smaller version here. So what I want to see is like, what if you can always collage the journal and have like different pieces. Like, let's say you can do that. Okay, so these colors, this is a hot pink and it has some shine in it, but for some reason when it's filmed, it might look a little bit darker. So just so you guys know, it is actually hot pink. Okay, and I thought, so I have this. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to use this somewhere because I love it. I would use it like that too, but right now I'm looking for some trim to kind of separate this piece so that I can show you guys a different option. Like this would be an option. Wouldn't that be cute? So that could be either sewed together or glued on. So you can do that. You can even, oh, I have the bow. I forgot about the bow. I think it's so cute. You can even do the bow like, let me close it. So you can put the bow on there, right? Or the flower. Or you can even use like a ruffle. Let's see. No, I don't think I like that. You can use this on here. See, or up at the top. So this is part of my process, is to try everything, all the different things, and see how I like it. Let's see. This is really pretty too. You know what you can do, or what I can do, is I can use this piece. I don't want to cut it just yet because I want to see how it looks first. So this would be like a, what did I call it? An open binding journal. Gosh, my mind just went blank for a second there. So I can do this, right? But I want to bring blue in too. So, you know, this can go on here too. Or this could be cut into small pieces and put on here also. See that? That would be really cute. I have the blue too. Let's see. You know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to layer. I think I want a smaller piece on top. Not quite this small, but something smaller so I can contrast it and something that pops open like this. So not a floating, I've made the little floating ephemera that has the closure on it. I don't think that's what I'm going to do. I think I want to add it on top like that. Let's see. What can I use? Okay, so I have this piece here. This is what I'm thinking. Do I want it smaller? So then this can open up and then you have like the full effect of the hearts. But I want this to have some more contrast. I want this to be, so basically I want to include some white and some blue on the journal, right? I don't want it to be all pink. I want to bring in more colors. So this, I could tell it's not very straight. Do I need to? Let's see. I'm gonna go trim it with my paper trimmer. Okay, I'm back with this. So now what I'm thinking is, okay, so this is an extra. I don't need that here. So I have this. I can do the white on here. Or I have this. And I can do this one on here. I like that flower. Or I can go with blue. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and get started by cutting this off. I'm not sure where I'm going with it, but I'm going to cut it off to have a better idea of how it's going to look. I think I want to make some ruffles maybe. Okay, this can be cut, trimmed a little better afterwards. Okay, so let's see. What do I want to do? It's bothering me because it's not like, it's a little bit wonky right there. I need to cut off some more. Okay. I'm hoping my husband will just fast forward through my, if I'm not doing much, because sometimes I have to think about stuff and I'm not quite sure if that makes sense, like where I'm going with it. Ooh, I kind of like that. Maybe I'll sew this on here. What about this piece? Oh, you can use this for your cover if you wanted to. I'm going to start sewing this on here. Now, should I do pink? Should I do blue? Or should I do white? I think I want to do... Maybe I'll use some of this. It's a little bit different. And a little bit unexpected. I wasn't going to use this, but you know what? Let's just go with this. Something different. So yeah, I have no idea where I'm going with this, and so that's why sometimes I love creating kind of on the go. And if something doesn't work out for me, what I do is I just set it aside and I can use that somewhere else. But it's hard to do that on camera because I don't know. I feel like I'm going to let everybody down if I don't go into the direction that I was planning on. Maybe that's what it is. But I find that I have to kind of go with my instinct and with what I love. Otherwise, I will really dislike it. So I'd rather make sure I like where I'm going with something. And if it means I have to start over on a project or go into a different direction and set whatever I was working on aside, then I'll do that. That's just part of my process. Okay. And I think that I'm going to bring it back down. I'm going to sew again on this. Sew it so it has kind of a continuous line. Oops, it just came out. Okay. I'm going to tie it off here. Okay, I'm going to cut a strip of this and I'm going to make some ruffles. I kind of want to soften up the transition between the white and the pink. There's a lot of contrast there. And if I go like this, I really like the effect. You see that? I think that looks so good. But let's see, how is it going to look on this side? What shall I do? Okay. And then I can do a ruffle right here. See that? Maybe. Something like that. I know I want this on here. And so I need to sew it on here. See that? Right now, what I want to do is, I'm thinking, what if I skip to getting, if I move on to the papers? That's kind of my natural instinct. Because if I have the papers ready, then I can figure out if I have my signatures in here, and then I can figure out the tabs, how big they should be. And then I think I want to sew this on here like this so that when you open it, you have this like that. I kind of like that. Maybe this could be a tuck spot. See that? Isn't that pretty? I love that raw edge also. I want to work with that. But then I'm thinking if I'm putting the tabs on here and I'm sewing them in, I may need to do the tabs before I add this on here. I hope that makes sense. So today what we did was we kind of just got started with the cover, and then I kind of found a direction of where I want to go. I'm still not completely done with the cover, but this is just part of my process. Sometimes it takes time to kind of finalize things, and this is kind of the direction I'm going with it. I was going to say that you can totally just take all these pieces. Let me see. Let me give you guys another idea. You can totally take these different pieces and just collage. Just do like different blocks. And that would be cute too. And if you do some slow stitching, that'll also be really pretty. So you can do different things like, let's see, I have the white. So you can do that, or you can go with the white. Let's see. I just want to show you guys a few different options before I move on. Okay, you can go with this. And then or you can use these on here. You know, you can do this. You can add them underneath too. So you can get a pop of color. Or you can make this into a ruffle and you can add your pop of color with the ruffle, right? Let's see. Or you can use this. As a ruffle. What I was going to say is what I was thinking to do also is to cut this out and then just sew it on top of the white. Wouldn't that be pretty? And you could use different embroidery thread for the flower, so that could be done also. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys a few different options. This could also be kind of layered on here. Can do that, or you can take some pink, some bright pink. Let's see, and I have the little flower. You can use the little flower on here also. See that? I'm thinking that if you put this in half, if you have just one layer, I had it doubled up because that's how it was folded, but if you have just one layer, isn't that pretty? I think this is really pretty too. I just have to see it as the cover like that. And then you can bring in your pink from there. And then you can also have this on there. Like that would be really cute. This can also be made into a ruffle if you wanted to. Or you can do, just had another idea, 2 ruffles like this on here, and then add the flower. And then I wonder if you did like 2 pink tabs here for the binding. If you do an open seam binding, you could do this. See, this could be stitched on top. So if you find the pink is a little bright, I love it bright, but if you find that it's a little bit too bright for you, you can always add a little lace on top, and the stitching also will be so pretty. So see, isn't that cute? And it brings you some pink. I hope you can see that. I hope that that's... Okay, so that can be a journal right there. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to move on. Okay. Okay, so this is what I came up with for now. This is what I'm going to go with. And I'm going to close here because I don't want my video to be too long. But my next video, I'm going to choose the papers. And I hope you guys will join me for my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.